Since, well, 2005 is when we set up a community group called Black Future Group. And the aim and objectives was basically to provide something for our community, particularly young people, to engage in positive activities, empowerment, upliftment, because really there was nothing at that time for us as people of African heritage to engage in such activities. So we started from scratch. I think we kind of started by mistake, and we kind of created a monster, I think, in terms of you know, what it was. And what it was more like a family. It was a family made up of a community, and we would basically put on certain events. For example, we mimicked Jonathan Dimbleby's Question Time event. We called it Ghetto Question Time. So this was where every 3 months we kind of tried to make it happen, where we had this debate event that was organised by young people that we mentored and trained up, provided them with necessary skills to be hosts, to be security, to be play the journalist role, to deal with the cameras, to deal with the catering, teaching them risk assessment skills, printing t-shirts, and looking at a particular range of issues that affected us as a community, whether locally, nationally or internationally. Whatever was hot at the time, we would use that as the theme for the Question Time project, and it would be young people that would actually play the Jonathan Dimbleby role, with a panel of guests, key service providers such as the police, carnival, committee chairman, people from the NHS. We'll have special guests up on the panel that would basically have to answer a number of questions collated by the community and fired at them from the audience.
Black Future Day was, originally it was a day that was designed to bring together people of the different parts of the black community together in one place, talking to each other, getting to understand each other, getting the youngsters interacting with each other, tasting the food of each other's cultures. So we challenged each other as to say, then what are we really doing for our people, for our community, for our families, and what legacy are we really leaving? So we kind of had a strong debate about it right outside this same centre. And at the time I was running my own business, my own international trade business. And but Tariq was unaware of that. So I explained to him what the little things I was doing, because my approach is always about socio-economics. So I've seen politics, and I wasn't too fond of politics. I've seen how community agencies operate, and I wasn't too impressed. So my angle was always about, if we can empower ourselves economically and establish ourselves in businesses, as entrepreneurs within our communities, then the money that we raise for ourselves, rather than relying on ground culture, we can then put it back into our community, employ our communities, give our youngsters hope for employment in the future, help them with their career paths. This was my angle. And so this is when mine and Tariq's minds started to kind of gel. And so we challenged each other, and then this was a weekend. So I said to him that the next week, Monday, why don't we meet at our office and let's start bumping heads together and thinking of what we can do. For me, currently I'm now the chairman of Leicestershire's Ethnic Minority Partnership, and it kind of puts me in a good place to kind of gauge it, or gauge our community in relation to other communities. But going back a bit in relation to some of the projects that took us out into the community, i.e. the Black Future group, where we had so many projects. One of the reasons we called the group the Black Future group, or Black Future Network, as many know us as, is because we felt that too much of us were still kind of living in the past, as in we're dwelling on past issues instead of being more forward thinking. I feel, yes, there are barriers. There's institutional racism. There's internal problems that we have amongst ourselves, identity crisis, etc. But although these are realities that affect us for various reasons, political reasons, economic reasons, etc., I believe that an individual has to take responsibility for their future. And you can't always be playing the blame game and blaming everybody else as the reason why you're not progressing anywhere. And I find a lot of our community, generally speaking, seem to be caught up in that mind frame of still blaming others, instead of just getting on with it and believing in ourselves and knowing that we can achieve anything anybody else can achieve and far more. And I think that this mentality needs to change.
My greatest achievement? Everything that we've done through Black Future is really my greatest achievement, but if there's any particular project that instills me with a sense of pride and so on, it's my We Ride 2 project. Like I stated earlier on, I'm a qualified horse trainer. That happened through the time that I spent in the Caribbean. Between the age of 14 and 21, I was living over there, so I finished school and so on over there. But fortunately, I was able to go into a totally new world. My uncle, who was over there, had a race yard, so he had race horses. And following a hurricane, he had to let go all his staff, and the family had to take over and look after the horses, which was myself, my dad, my brother, and so on. 365 days of the year, we looked after these horses, and it was very successful over there. But from that age, I always had my own intention of coming back to England, studying the word of equine, and then one day having my own riding school where I could teach inner city young people, deprived communities, about the world of horses. So in 2011, I created a project which got endorsed by Connections, called We Ride 2. And it was about working with young people, particularly those not in education, employment or training, about the skills and the benefits of working with horses and looking at career opportunities working with horses. So we had like 46 young people engaged in the project, 31 ended up completing it. And of the 31, we had about, I think, 22 that came out with at least one qualification, and they had the ability to gain 4 different types of qualifications. And then out of those 22, about 4 or 5 stayed with the world of horses and went on to further mainstream education, where they're now qualified, to different levels in relation to working with horses. So that's my proudest achievement in terms of...
One crowning moment for me was when I was introduced to the new Prime Minister of England at the time, who was Gordon Brown at the time, due to some of the work that we're doing in community. So it's good to know that we were being recognised at the highest levels. And to me, because I've been through the criminal justice system and I have criminal records, from where I was coming from to where I'm at now, especially being the chairman of the Leicestershire's Ethnic Minority Partnership, which deals with cross-relations between people of all ethnicities, religions and cultures. To me, at that time, I was dealing with a project called Peace on the Streets. And it's again tackling a lot of youth violence, the knife crimes, the gun crimes, and gang culture. And it was hitting the streets, outreaching to as many youngsters as possible, to encourage them to kind of leave that lifestyle around and to look at the bigger picture in their life, and to help them to find a different side of them that would help them to change their life for the better, or to refocus their life, because they're not bad youths, they're just circumstances, situations, or give them a new focus.
I would say education is the key. Education is definitely the key. When I say education is the key, it's irrelevant whether you receive that education through school, through home, through your community, or wherever. Education is unlimited, and the more you take in, the more you will be able to progress in this world. And I think it's very important that young people today try and engage with their communities, try and find the confidence to get involved in voluntary activities, events, you know.
I agree with what Tariq said 100%. I mean, this is why we started our projects, because we shared the same vision and the same message to the youth, I would say. But in terms with values, what I'll say to youngsters out there is learn to value the real things that are really truly important in your life, bigger than money. Life itself is more valuable than money. Their own intellect is more valuable than money. Their passion, when you truly believe in something, no amount of money or cash can compensate for that. And also, you know, there's a sense of feeling that you get when you help somebody else that I can't even explain it. I've made money in my time. I've lost money. But you know, when you help somebody else to be able to achieve their dreams, as well as achieving yours, words can't explain what that feels like, especially to see your legacy living on and breathing on. Whatever that is within yourself, you have to find that.